Amazon released its first colored Kindle.
Is that a big deal?
Yes.
Okay.
They have 4 new Kindles actually.
Oh, that's
One
classic.
of them is the Kindle Color Soft, I believe it's called. This is not the first colored e-ink tablet by any means,
Not
but
by a
it's the
long
first
shot.
one that Kindle is doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
$279, yeah, and it just looks really nice.
It does look
I
nice.
really like it. Like having color is something that as a Kindle user you kind of get used to not having. So like you're reading books, you know, it's text for the most part, whatever. But there are some times where you're reading a book and like they have a graph or something, or like they have an image, or even like in fantasy books at the very beginning, there's like maps, and it's like, oh, if this was in color, that would be kind of cool. Alice,
I'm laughing because you said, like, you know, maybe it has a graph. Like, you don't come into work every single day with a thick ass fantasy book. I was like, there's no graphs in that.
well,
Also, because if you read on the subway, people will think you're smart and cool and attractive.
Exactly,
But if you're
and I don't
using a
want that.
Kindle, people will be like, I don't know.
people will leave me alone. Anyway,
Make sure you wear
Wait,
some
I have a question.
glasses as
yes,
You read comics, right?
yes, I do.
Can you read comics on this in color now?
You can, but I specifically read comics via the Marvel Unlimited app, and I don't know if that is on Kindle.
Let me suggest something called the Books Palma.
Well, imagine books color.
The
Yeah,
books
books.
Color Go.
Color Go.
It's real?
It's real. They make
Oh.
it. It's a tablet. It's an e-ink tablet that's in
idea.
color.
There you go.
They should increase the resolution and the frame rate
And maybe like
and add a wireless chip.
Yeah.
And
So
nice
not sure if you can use
speakers.
Marvel Unlimited, but yeah, I use the actual Marvel app. But anyway, pretty cool to have color on Kindle finally. It's been freaking forever.
Yeah.
Then they released 3 other ones. There's a new Kindle Paperwhite, which is just slightly
cheapest
larger.
one, right?
Yeah. I actually don't know if it's the cheapest one. I know it's larger and it's the thinnest one. It's 7 inches, 7-inch display now, which is cool.
Wow.
That because I have the Kindle Paperwhite from like I don't even know how many years ago, and it's still going, but it is chugging along. And apparently this one's like a lot faster, which makes sense. Battery life is still crazy, supposedly like months, which
Yeah.
makes sense for a black and white e-ink display.
The color one's 8 weeks of battery
Yeah,
life.
that's also crazy.
And USB-C.
The color one though, and wireless charging actually.
No way.
Yeah, why? I meant
yeah,
to say that
wireless
for
charging.
you.
Does it have inductive charging with pins?
Audio listeners, I'm staring blankly at David.
To me, that seems like a device that would have pogo pins
Yeah,
to charge.
that's what I would assume, but I honestly don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I meant to mention that specifically for you, David, because you're always yelling about wireless charging.
I love wireless charging. Yeah. Especially with a device like that. Like wireless charging is slow, but if you charge at 5 watts on a Kindle and you get another month of battery.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
yeah.
It's also waterproof, which is nice. Can confirm, because I used to be like, who cares if it's waterproof? Like, I'm not reading this in the bath. Like, they love to say, like, oh, you're reading this in the bath. Like, that's not where I read. But,
I read in the shower.
yeah, I read
like
in
a
the shower.
man.
I actually do read in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, with a Kindle?
No, with my phone.
Well,
Oh, I thought you were going to say with
he
a
doesn't have the new one yet.
with a book.
Well, no,
it's just soaked. Absolutely soaked book in the shower.
Yes.
but this one's now waterproof. And if you're ever, like, poolside, very handy. Someone splashed me once when I was poolside, and I was nervous that my Kindle was going to break. But it didn't.
Book wouldn't break. Actually,
It would.
no, it might. Actually,
It
I
would
take that
break
back.
by getting wet,
Yeah,
yes.
you're right. I take it back.
It would actually break.
They also released the Kindle Scribe,
Gen 2.
which is
Gen 2.
Oh, Gen 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's been out before.
E-reader and note taker. I think it has like white bezels now, which they're saying is better,
Yeah.
and 300 PPI.
Yeah, it's made to compete with the Remarkable tablet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Looks
I find
pretty
it
awesome.
hilarious that like on their press release, the first like feature they talk about is like all new white bezels, and I was like, okay, so there's not much here.
It's an iMac.
I also thought most people didn't like white bezels.
I think they said it's so it looks more like the paper is expanding closer to the screen.
Except it doesn't.
No, it does not from that picture.
But it does have AI summarization
Of
all
your
notes.
Oh no. It's like, I just bought this book for $15. Can you summarize it for me?
I think it's just for notes.
Yeah, it's just for notes.
It's just
right?
for notes.
Okay.
Got it.
I had the same thought, though.
It's $400.
I bought this e-reader to not read.
SparkNotes machine.
Yo, if SparkNotes made an e-reader, that would be fire. That's exactly
They
what
actually
should do.
should have
They should
made
make a
one.
SparkNotes e-reader, and all it does is summarize what you were gonna read anyway.
Do people still use SparkNotes?
I was gonna ask that.
There's
Do kids
no
these
way.
days have any idea what we're talking about?
Cheating's
was a
so
way to
much
cheat.
easier now.
Damn. Yeah, you just ask Siri now. Whatever. Well, speaking of mid-sized devices with roughly 7-inch screens,
Me.
Apple also refreshed their mid-sized device with a 7-inch screen. The iPad Mini got an update.
Sort of.
It's also a pretty minor update. It has new colors and a new chip, and it supports the Apple Pencil Pro. Cool. I think that's it. We'll do the ad break. We'll come back. There's really not much to say. I mean, I think what happens here is Apple knows they want to be able to support Apple Intelligence on their whole range of devices, and the old chip in the 3-year-old, I guess at this point, iPad 2021 version would not really have worked. So parts bin, they grabbed A17 Pros, and they're putting them in with a slightly new color. A17 Pro also means faster USB-C, faster Wi-Fi 6E, and they also doubled the base storage. Thanks.
Great.
That's pretty
That's always great.
for the same price.
Same price.
Yeah, same price.
Yeah.
That's good.
One of the first things they said in the like highlighted clips of why they did this was built for Apple Intelligence. So it's like very clearly.
It's literally,
they're doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Adam, as a iPad Mini owner since the last generation came out, what would you have liked to see in this?
2 things. One, and Marques is probably going to yell about this as soon as I say it, a better display.
Blaze.
2, Face ID. The Touch ID is cool, but I'm over it at this point. I want Face ID. Especially because the way that I typically have and use my iPad, like I'm holding it in portrait, so my finger isn't up there all the time. Like in landscape, it makes sense, but in portrait, I have to like continuously move my hand, which is annoying. And it's basically the same size as a giant freaking phone, so like just give me Face ID.
It does have big bezels too.
Yes.
So
Relatively big, yeah.
they could have fit the Face ID in the bezel.
I will plus on both of those. The displays had this weird jelly scrolling issue. I don't know if people... This is one of those things, again, like the display nerds, we all see it and can't unsee it. And then there's a whole population of people that's like, what are you talking about? I don't care. I've never seen this. Same with ProMotion. They're like, I don't care. But if you do look at these iPad minis, they'd have essentially like a lag between the left and right half of the display. As you scroll, they'd scroll at different, just slightly different rates to where it would be kind of weird to your eye. Called jelly scrolling. We're hoping that that's fixed, but it appears to be the exact same display. The display driver may be different with the A17 Pro, so we'll have to check it out. We'll have to see. I don't know if that's fixed, but I was hoping for like a totally new display. Like, give me OLED, give me 90 hertz. This would never happen. Apple would never do this, but it's still a liquid crystal Super Retina display.
It's an LCD.
It's an LCD.
Is the Mini ever going to be a Pro device? Will it ever become an iPad Mini Pro?
I don't
So
think so.
a higher-end iPad Mini is kind of a weird in-between proposition that I guess kind of similar to the Pro iPhone would actually probably sell the least, even though it would be maybe some people's favorite.
It's an interesting idea because generally people who buy small phones are a sort of power user people, right? That's the whole reason it sells in smaller
Ellis
units.
smirks diabolically
Well,
in
it's
the
people.
corner.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be wrong about that. But to me, it feels like the people who are always shouting, I want small phones, are like in the minority, which to me also says they're more invested in the product, which to me says they're more power users. So if you're going to sell a smaller amount of iPad minis anyway, because most people buy the bigger screens, why don't you just go all out and sell it for $599? Because I would buy it at that price.
Yeah, I think that this is right up Apple's alley. Make a $500 iPad like this, iPad Mini like this, but also make a $599, $649 iPad Mini Pro that has a nicer screen, that has a higher end chip, and that is more capable, thinner bezels, Face ID, and whatever. And I would be into that.
Totally.
But even smaller group than the regular iPad Mini, so that might be why it doesn't exist.
But I would buy it,
Yeah.
to be clear.
Blue, purple, starlight, and gray.
I like the new blue color, I will say.
They're pretty muted, but I think it looks nice.
Yeah, I need to see it in person because often they are even more saturated on the internet than they are in real life.
And this is not very saturated.
If it is the same blue as the new iPhone 16 blue,
It's not.
It's
It's
not.
not
it's
even
not
close.
Oh man.
Yeah, the
'cause that
iPhone
is
16
pretty.
blue is
saturated.
like ultramarine.
It's
like
ultramarine.
super blue.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Is
This
what it
is
Ultra
like
blue.
aluminum that
This is mild
if you
marine.
squint,
Yeah,
it's kind of
aluminum that when you tilt it, the
got the
shine
blue
kind of
hand.
has some more blue.
If it's a blue sky outside, then it looks bluer.
It's like when you overexpose your photo and there's a little hint of blue in the sky, but it's mostly white.
How many more blue jokes can we get?
I'm blue
Come on.
abba
Dabba-
There we go.
Beat me to it. That's pretty much it for our mid-sized devices segment. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. Do me a favor and tell your Tesla bot, your Optimus robot, to hit the like button.
because that's too much work.
Like, hand him the mouse. Don't even hand him. Just tell him to tell
Them?
it, tell them, because you have two, to just grab the mouse and click the subscribe button. They'll know what to do.
And then the other one can comment for you.
For sure.
And it can comment.
I hope this video has 0 likes.
Wow.
Well, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a few years until we get any likes.
True.
Oh, true.
Then they start shipping, and this video's gonna blow up.
You know how the YouTube randomly grabs videos? It's just because all the Optimus robots got to it.
Lane in 10, 15 years is going to be like, Dad, why is this video of you trending on YouTube?
Like, it must have finally shipped.